have his Blink pretty much now. Has a bounty remodeled up. Just needs to farm this one stack here.
So now Enigma probably looking to get involved in fights. Bought the care package of the scent smoke obs combo and the mech.
That's a nice little present from the parents. You know, get a little smoke, little TP
I wonder if it's
scroll.
gonna be a Midas from Brew.
He does pick up the gloves.
I would say it's not the worst though.
I mean, they have their double blink combo, right? And they're already naturally very hard to push into.
Uh-oh. RTZ might be in a pickle here.
Rave smoking into the pit. Did they actually try to steal this? They have shaman wards.
I don't know.
It's
that's
very
so
risky, though. But it seems like they might even try for it. This is ballsy if they do. There's a sentry ward up on the high ground. The Cyclone going to start things off, though. Medusa now blinking forward is Ryo. He gets past the Fissure. Actually, the Fissure might end up hurting his team. RTZ dropping low. They'll pop him quickly. Now they Stone Gaze. That's the Shadow Fiend out of the fight off the bat. He used the Yules offensively, and then had nothing to make his way out of here. Now Ninja Boogie chasing on to S4. The nuke's coming out. He gets off the shackle from the high ground. Zai tries to dunk. He's a little bit early. 2-hero RP. The black hole from the high ground, though, turning this to counter Fissure. Breaking that black hole. Jo running out of mana rapidly. He may go down here. It's up to Ryo most likely to engage and help him out. He can't do it. They even buy back on the Shaman. As Zai leaps forward, he gets hexed, and Rave are now in a headlong retreat. They're just lacking damage at this point. Shackling Zai under... No, actually not under tower. Just under catapult fire. This could be a dieback from Ninja Boogie. He's going to go down again. Ryo blinking in. He may also fall here. This is a chop. Nope, actually, he already put on cooldown. Not even needed. Secret getting 3 kills, plus the 4th kill on the Shaman dieback. And now the pain's coming out for Roche, as RTZ is going to look to strut in there immediately.
You know, that's even a sloppy engage from Secret. Like, RTZ used his Yules on the Medusa, I guess kind of threatening a push, and then they just let him open to a Blink Brew split combo.
Chrissy wants to jump in here, it looks like. He has a Shockwave, the Blink Skewer. Maybe tries to bring someone back up the cliff. No, not going to go.
He might get Yules and just...
It just shows you that Rave need a lot of items to hit hard in the fights. Until Medusa gets some damage, you have level 1 in power, and that's about it.
She died so quickly.
Yeah. Once they focused her. At first they were kind of ignoring the Medusa, going for the Shaman, trying to keep the other heroes off of RTZ, but yeah, once they turned their attention to that Medusa, she just melted. This is just not Rave's stage of the game. If they're trying to get this Brew Midas, Medusa's still a long way to go before first item. Jo really got styled on mid. RTZ, it was pretty much a pure 1v1. Both team supports completely jungling, and you see the CS now. He's just way behind.
Medusa can't win past 7.
Yeah.
I think 1 through 6 she can do decently.
Normally what teams do to make up for that is they just stack the Ancients a lot. But there's only a single stack here.
Still, Secret hasn't done Roshan yet, so that's a somewhat low victory for him.
Jo in trouble. He's going to Stone Gaze. The Yules comes out from RTZ. He's going to turn to Stone here, but I don't know if Jo makes it out. There's no backup. Oh, there's the Fissure. Okay. But still the chase. Ryo getting caught from the rear. He's going to blink it. He gets caught. Necrophos ult is online, but he splits first. Would have been quite enough damage to get the kill. Now Cycloning the Necrophos, going on to Kuroki, but again, damage a bit lacking here. They're getting their spells off, and then nothing else really happens.
So that's a waste of Stone Gaze, a waste of Brew Ultimate.
Do you just push if you're Secret?
Yeah, definitely.
They even have the Enigma mech online, and I will just blink, continue cutting the waves and applying pressure. The one thing Rave could do is just rat with the wards.
They might be able to, like, at least
threaten high ground.
Just force them back at least, and then if they TP back,
Radiant structures are fortified.
There's already 2 heroes sitting in there. They have a pretty scary lineup to siege early if Rave doesn't have their items.
Blink, Skewer mid onto Puppy. The ward's getting dropped. Now he has mech, though. He'll pop it. And in fact, Chrissy's been ward trapped. Oh, Ninja Boogie, please. They swap Puppy up to the high ground. This just couldn't go any worse as Ninja Boogie will get caught. He's dunked from almost half health by Zai with the level 2 ultimate. They blow the wards, they blow the RP, and they lose both heroes. They don't even dent the tower, really. And this is not all. In the meantime, Ryo getting caught up by the Shadow Fiend here. He blinks out, but now the way to Roche lies open. It's... every little mistake is just being punished so hugely by Secret.
I mean, that's
Brutal.
That's what happens when you freeform Enigma for 15 minutes. He gets Tread's mech, and he's just really difficult to kill. If you don't kill him, you just get Black Hole to die, or you just lose the fight like that. They blew 2 ultimates on him, too. It's not like they didn't commit enough. I guess they didn't commit enough heroes, but those 2 heroes did.
They're just so light on damage. And Puppy's tanky. And the combination of these 2 things is just... They have to blow the big ultis, and it's... Even if you get that kill, that's a 4-position Enigma, and you've used RP and wards, at which point Secret are definitely taking Roche regardless.
That was a really smart ban, though. The Timber Assault ban. Like, looking at their lineup, it's just... Mag doesn't do any damage. There's no Cleaver, too, with Empower, which is a big issue.
Yeah.
But the strength is high ground hold. The strength is, I guess, very, very late game. Although, I think at this point they might be able to just kite the Medusa. Have her sit in midnight poles, Yules her.
The one thing for Secret that really impresses me though is when they get these leads. To me, they're the best team in the tournament at extending a lead. They get the early lead, they farm the entire map well, they get good wards down, they pressure everywhere, and they just starve the ever-living crap out of their opponents.
I mean, look at their wards though. It's one right outside the mid T2 and one in the Radiant jungle. Like, these are pretty deep wards, and this way they can see when Rave Ancients too, which is going to be a significant source of their income. And I mean, that's just scary if Secret always has eyes on you. Like, there's very little places that they don't have vision. I guess top lane, I suppose, is pretty much the only place, but
they still have a tier 1 there even, so it's still fairly well protected.
I mean, look at where Arteezy was just farming. He's farming right outside the T2 with no backup around, so if he dies once, he's likely going to die twice. And he's not safe.
Well, at this point, the Midas Brew definitely feels like the right item. It may not pay off, but they're getting a Vlad's or something at this stage would not allow Rave to take these fights. So they're just going to basically turtle and go for ultra late game.
Wow, look at Necrolite. So Necrophos went BKB, and Enigma went Blink. So there are Blink Burrows, but not the Blink Burrows that we expected.
Blinking from side, just going to farm the wave. Yeah, that's generally the other way around is what you would expect to see. It is a really good Enigma BKB game.
Here they go on Brewmaster in the bottom lane.
Cyclonic Creep. Take that. Who is it? I remember seeing some player like using his Yules just to secure a last hit. Because his auto attack was on cooldown. Most random thing ever.
Easy 50 damage. The coolest is getting kills with it. Like hero kills.
Yeah, just get the last hit. Chaos your teammates.
I mean, see, look, this ward, they see these two, and like, how are Rave supposed to exert any pressure and stop this like split push when they have vision? I think one of the supports just mans up and buys a gem. I think probably Shadow Shaman, and then they go around and deal ward, and then after
he could buy one now. Of course, if he does that, then the dream of a blink is pretty much not happening.
It's sacrificing his farm for the betterment of the team, and somebody has to do it.
It does feel like they need either a gem or just some really good sentry ward placements, but it gets expensive.
The sentry wards have missed. They have this one and this one, and it's a guessing game. There's so many places they could have wards. They could have wards here, they could have wards on the high ground, they could have wards over here on the cliff, they could have wards in between the T2 and the T3. There's way too many options for Secret to have good wards.
Yeah, and it's one thing if you have your own wards up so you can see when they're planting them, but since they're in the dark, like you look at Radiant Vision right now, they see nothing outside of this one ward, which was just planted. It's a total guessing game. Very difficult. And you could just see Secret kind of extending their tentacles out on the map. Now they're farming the Radiant Ancients. They were even taking over these camps, and Rave getting continuously more and more limited in terms of where they can go through vision, through starvation tactics. They're looking a little emaciated now, Ben.
Starving kids.
Think of the children. Think of poor Jo.
Yeah, I mean, Secret just plays a really tight game with very few mistakes. And as you said, like, you give them a small lead, they'll get another 2,000 gold lead with that. And then, they're just really good at incrementing this lead.
Fissure coming out onto Zai. Will they follow this up with anything? They do hex him. This is a dangerous hero to commit on. He's quite tanky. Has a Blink, Force, and Vanguard. Now Arteezy will TP in. They've dropped the wards. Those will be quickly farmed up. Tower is going to be denied. So finally they get at least something. But it's a denied tower at that, and Secret congregating. They might even look to push in here. Ninja Boogie got a TP out. Zai actually very close to spotting him out. But again, there's just no freebies. Even when they take a tower, it requires the wards. The wards are then farmed by Secret, and they deny the tower as well. And the aggressive wards continue. This one's been planned on the high ground. The vision is just so one-sided.
Yeah, I guess they just wait to just massacre them with like a 25, 30,000 gold lead. That's what it seems like right now. I think it's still too early to push high ground for Secret. They have Blink up on Mag, and that's pretty much enough to dissuade a push by a well-played Mag.
Yeah, you get that one Blink skewer to start the fight, or like the 3-4 hero RP, although that might be a bit more difficult.
They do have a good tower siege, though. Like, they have Enigma Eidolons, and they have a Shadow Fiend. They will have a Shadow Fiend with Aegis, and on top of that, they'll have Necrophos for the sustain. So I
The
still
other
think
thing is they have
the
the Venge, so even if someone gets caught out of position, they might still be able to like swap them back to safety. As Ninja Boogie will get trapped out by Zai here. He dared to leave the base, and he will be punished for it. Necrophos ult to finish him off. And
See you in 70 seconds.
Yeah, that's a 70-second death timer on the friggin' Shadow Shaman.
It's the opposite of Shallow Grave.
It's a very deep, deep grave for him. As Arteezy's going to prep. Black Hole waiting for Ryo on the way down. This is 2 heroes for Rave who dared to venture forth. They both pay. And meanwhile, they just got 2 heroes strutting around mid. Rave have 3, and they're the ones who probably need to be backing off. S4 charging, and he's throwing heal bombs out.
They also don't hesitate, too. Like, okay, it's a Necrophos ult on a Rasa. You'll see a lot of Necrophos players hold it for a more important target, but the fights are so few and far between. Black Hole on a Panda, whatever. I mean, they're just going to do it because they know they can get kills with it, and they know they can capitalize on each and every kill.
Secret just continue to be surgical in all their movements. It's been very one-sided. They get the Blink call. It's on 2 by Zion. He drags them in closer to his team, chops the first. He will end up getting Stone Gaze, but, I mean, really, you're not breeding an axe down with
the
physical
damage that he took during the Stone Gaze was actually pathetic.
That was pretty terrible. 12 armor, has the Vanguard. It's rough. They're just not making mistakes, Ben. I don't know what you do when you fall behind this early. They even made decent efforts to get out on the map, like from the, I don't know, the 10 to 20 minute mark, but every time they did, Secret were prepared. They TP'd in pretty quickly. There was the 1 kill top where they got the kill on, who was it? The Necrolite, and then got out, but that was it. They've had 1 clean kill the entire game, and that almost wasn't a clean kill, even at that.
Secret looking good.
They still have some tough opponents. EG, Vici Gaming, the 2 main ones, but it looks like this game is well in their hands. They're already confident to breach high ground against this amazing 5-man defense that Rave have on paper, even at 25 minutes. They're not going to fully commit, though. Perhaps waiting for the next Roche. Could be respawning any second now, and just a textbook move here. You push in the bottom lane all the way to the tier 3, and then you immediately back off. Check the Roche, and if it's up, you just take it right away.
They still have ways to counter-initiate on Mag, too. Like, the high ground defense is difficult, but only if Mag gets, like, a Blink skewer into, like, a fishing phone. As you said, they have the swap. They also have a 4-staff up on Vengeful Spirit.
Oh, does she?
I believe so.
Oh, coming on the courier.
Yeah, so they have a 4-staff on Venge. They also have, like, Yules on the Mag can also stop that initiate and just lead to a kill. They also have, like, Malefice on Enigma that can stop it. A Blink Black Hole to counter-initiate. A Blink Axe Call to counter-initiate. So, like, the high ground is difficult, but it's not impossible if Secret are, you know, really fast at reacting to what Rave is going to do.
Well, and it certainly doesn't hurt when you've got that 20k golden experience lead. 4 of the top 5 farmers are on Secret. They're just waiting for the next Roche at this point. They get this Roche item-wise. I guess they could wait for this S4. No, he's already completed. Shiva's is out. Any other big items? Butterfly out. I guess the BKB and Arteezy. You get the BKB on Arteezy, you just complete the Shivas on Necrophos. You have your Venge 4-staff to deal with any fissure block shenanigans, and outside of that, they're ready to go high ground. Maybe they wait for Puppy's BKB if he wants to buy it. He's got 3.3k gold. Outside of that, I think they've got all the tools they need. It will take a very spirited, borderline miraculous defense to hold out.
Agreed.
Chances of comeback, what would you say, 1%?
Not 1.
10.
I mean, yeah, less than 10.
5.
This is a really, really difficult position for Rave.
Not 100% out. And this is a team that won't give up too early. They blink clap on Zai. I mean, they have the blink skewer play, but you look at their vision, and they have really limited ideas as to what's behind them. They do see the Necrophos, but for all they know, there's 3 heroes sitting right here.
They can't kill anyone quickly. Like, their burst is almost non-existent. You have, what, like, Shockwave, like Lightning from Shaman, and maybe like an Echo Fissure combo, but even that's like 1,000 damage. Maybe. Mystic Snake, and throw on another couple hundred.
Jo starts slithering out into the mid lane, but Arteezy's going to greet him. Tosses out the Yule Scepter. There are 4 hero smoke behind him, although it's pretty obvious, I think, for Secret that is the case. As you look at their vision right now, and there's literally nobody on the map from the Radiant side, outside of the Earthshaker, which just got revealed. So they'll back off. They're going to TP onto the bottom lane, and as soon as that's spotted, actually even before it is, Secret into the Roche Pit. Straightforward. Now the BKB up on the Shadow Fiend, the BKB up on the Enigma. S4 probably going to complete his Aghanim Scepter. I thought he had more gold. Oh no, he bought the Shivas, that's right.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Rage is for the books.
Oh, I meant the Ags on the Axe, that's right. Zai's about to complete his, but... Level 3 chop coming soon. And at that point, what's the chop threshold here with the eggs? It's 625. We're looking at a Shadow Shaman who dies from over half health. That's like one Shadow Fiend right click, 1 raise, and a chop.
Get cold.
Brutal. Simply brutal. Secret just making it look easy. There's been almost no action as of late, and you can see the last time that Rave got a kill was 14 minutes. It's been pure starvation. They've been on the liquid diet here ever since, and they're starting to show the effects. The Secret begin to pincer them in. They want to push in all 3 lanes before they go for the high ground breach. The Axe dealing with top. The other 4 towards the southern side of the map. Not too much longer until they'll try and go high ground, it seems.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Radiant's top tower
4 minutes
is
to
under
make
attack.
a move. And it's longer than a black hole cooldown.
They're just leaving nothing to chance. Like, even... Oh, this could be it, though. Blink Skewer onto S4. The Echo Slam used to try and burst him down, but they get off the swamp. S4 is kept alive. Now the Black Hole, not very good. Only gets Jo, and then he's turned into a Stone Gaze. Even with all their preparations and backup plans, it will be good enough. RP comes through on 3, but Rave a bit lacking for damage. The Fissure connecting as well. From the side comes Artur. He'll slash through Jo. He brings down the Shaman as well, and with that, fights his way against the War Team. End up going down here once. The Boulder Toss coming out. They do buy back on that Medusa and look to re-engage. Yule Scepter keeping him alive, and he will fall, but still has the Aegis. They've used RP. They've used the Brew Split. They get the Blink Skewer once more, though. The Vengeful Spirit is dead. Maybe, just maybe, they can hold this high ground. Oh, no, not like this. Double dunk, triple dunk. Is it going to be a quad? Oh, he actually only gets a triple. Someone else got the last hit there, but either way, now that's another chop. No, he's out of mana. That's just...
That was a sick call by Zai. I mean, Rave had a good game plan there. Fissure, Blink, Skewer. That's a great way to start off the fight, but they're just too far. He 4-stepped him away. I don't think initially he was close enough to the cliff, but he 4-stepped him away, he swapped him down, and then Venge sacrificed their life, Blink Black Hole, and then Arteezy on the bottom side. They also had a very good pincer movement too. Like it's Shadow Fiend on the bottom, the other few on the top, so that Shadow Fiend doesn't get caught in an RP. And he dealt with the Panda ult by his lonesome.
But you can see why Secret took their sweet time with that game, because if they try to do that when they're like 10, 15k ahead, they maybe don't have that extra 4-staff on the Venge, or, you know, the Shadow Fiend dies a bit quicker. If they don't have the Aegis, God forbid, Arteezy's dead. And that could have gone poorly for Secret if they didn't take all... I mean, it might seem boring to the viewers at times, but if they didn't take all those preparations...
You have to. Secret's very smart at that. They don't push high ground prematurely. That's where a lot of teams... quote-unquote throw. It's not really a throw. It's just not understanding how much of an advantage you need to be safe. It's large.
Yeah.
I remember LGDN. It was 40,000 was
the sweet number where they feel good about
that. That's probably a little bit too like underconfident, but
I mean for LGDN at the time, I think they needed that though. That was that team was not good at closing out games.
Some teams are really good at pushing high ground, and there's the right place and the right time. Secret hit it on the spot.
So, having seen this game, Ben, you've cast a couple of the Secret games. Do you see EG or Vici beating them?
Rave's not innovative enough, I don't think, to beat Secret. And Secret, they're pulling out different stuff, right? Necrophos, not that popular this tournament. Enigma, not popular. Junglers in particular just aren't popular. Shadow Fiend was not popular before this tournament, and this is a lot of new stuff for teams to deal with. And I think that Vici and EG, they're kind of in the same boat where they're a little bit more innovative themselves. Storm Spirit wasn't too popular.
We saw the Ice off lane Phoenix yesterday.
I think they will at least put up a decent fight. This was like,
It felt like it was, the pro basketball
It's written
players
in the
dunking on
stars.
some high school kids.
It was that's a difficult one for Rave to win.
All right, so what do we have coming up next? On this stream, we'll be casting Invictus Gaming versus HR. That could be a good one.
One's gonna be good.
I think so. I think it's going to be bloody. HR just love to fight. They are CIS Dota incarnate.
I think IG is more individually skilled, but their team fight is just so much weaker than HR's. HR is so much better as a team together.
It's just not what it used to be. That used to be one of their greatest strengths, was their team fight execution, but it's a new roster, a new day, a worse day in some ways for them. That'll be the next stream coming up, our next game coming up on the Dota Cinema stream, guys. Currently ongoing, we have, let's see, MVP versus Hellraisers if it's not over. Or no, not MVP. Cloud9 versus Vici Gaming, if it's not already over, is on the main Beyond the Summit stream. And then we have... am I getting my times mixed up here? No, then we have Tong Fu versus Big God on Beyond the Summit too. So be sure to check those out if they're not already over, guys. As for us, we will be returning in, I guess, about 30 minutes. We've got a little bit of downtime here. We'll have Invictus Gaming versus Hellraisers for you. Stick around. You're watching the Dota 2 Asia Championships. We'll be back.